Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Okay, let's talk about the Raptors exit interview. So if you're watching on YouTube, again, leave a comment in the comment section down below. What your thoughts were on the season? What would you do moving forward if you were the Raptors? The Raptors will finish the season as the fifth seed. They were 46 and 36. They had a first round exit to the Cavaliers in seven, which, who knows if they were healthy, but man, did they fight their butts off. Give me what were some positives you want to take away from this season for the Raptors?
Scotty Barnes. I
Yeah.
think especially in the playoffs, he's one of those guys that like leveled up. And it wasn't like, oh, his 3-point shot came in. His mid-ranger looked good. Being able to create looked good. He's a menace on defense. And I just think seeing him do it on a team that doesn't really have shooting is kind of limited in what they can do. Like to see him still flourish, especially in a playoffs where everyone knows it's Scotty Barnes in a cloud of dust. Maybe some RJ Barrett had some flashes, but to see Scotty Barnes kind of be able to stay awesome defensively, up his offensive game. And I think we can probably conclude he's never going to be a really good 3-point shooter.
Sure.
But him kind of like taking the Giannis set where you're like, let's stop shooting them and do something we're a little better at, like getting to the hoop or pulling up from 15.
Yeah, no, I really 18, 7, and 8, he had a great season. Uh, you know, um, he's definitely a player you can build around or with, right? I don't know if he can be like your first guy, but he definitely can be your second guy or your 1A or B guy, if that makes sense. Like if you put him next to Cade or next to Jan, you know what I'm saying? Like some Jokic, whatever. He can make a big difference too. I wrote down, including in the playoffs, like Shed, Walters, and Murray Boyle, they're young guys, like kind of showed that they can handle that type of atmosphere. So you have something to build on going into next year. I think that was huge for them as well, putting in meaningful playoff minutes and even giving like the Raptors a little bit of a strategy advantage, I'm trying to say strategic advantage. I think that is good for the Raptors as well going forward. That's like a pro that I liked from the Raptors as well.
Yeah, I put down coaching too.
Yes.
Rajakovic, he kind of showed something. Now, offensively, it wasn't awesome in some of these games, but again, they're without Quickly, without Ingram, they were kind of limited, and none of their guys are real like shooter. So
Sure.
he's kind of at a disadvantage, but he really coached him up in that series, especially on the defensive end. And I thought he was an unknown, and I think we got some answers that this guy could, be a top end coach.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, cons. Well, first of all, any more pros? No? Okay, let's go to
No,
cons. What are some negatives coming out of this season?
I just like their mix of players isn't awesome, and like the quickly contract, we haven't really seen it, and injuries, or I guess you could put this under injuries, but between Quickly and Ingram, like what are we getting? And Ingram did his kind of playoff disappearance, then he got hurt, and it's like I think those guys kind of got you through the regular season in stretches, but when it came down to counting, one didn't play and the other one was kind of what we expected.
Yeah, and then he ended up not playing, right? So yeah, that's rough. And that was the thing. It's like the injuries for Ingram, and like say what you like. He wasn't as like efficient. He wasn't efficient in the playoff. Ingram wasn't, but it's someone you have to respect. Like people have to guard Ingram. Like they're going to. So he still has the amount of gravity that you just didn't have going to the rest of the series, and then the Quickly thing as well. That kind of stuff. I put the Pirtle contract like is a con coming into the season. It was like, oh boy, like we were questioning that contract when he signed it, and then like being basically in moments unplayable, like that's not good. So that's another con for the Raptors after the season.
And just maybe their like roster makeup. Like
Hmm.
we've talked about it before. They have a lot of guys that make between a lot and a whole lot of
Yeah,
money.
sure.
And it's like, besides maybe Barnes getting out of that group, it's like just a mix of like really good players, but they don't perfectly mesh.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's hard to say it hurt them because they took the Cavs to 7 games. But this is where you see like that roster makeup of like, we don't got a couple shooters. Grady Dick didn't even show up. Like he
Yeah,
just
I
kind of
have him
faded
down
away.
too. Yeah.
And it's like we needed some shooting and we didn't have anyone that could really bring it.
Right, because a lot of their players like Barrett, but especially Ingram and Barnes, they do their damage in kind of the same area, like that mid range, whatever. So it's like it goes back to like, we'll be talking about the Magic next time we do this or whatever. It's like when you're stars that you pay a ton of money to, they're limited in like what they can do and they do the damage in the same areas. Now you're like when Beal and Booker were on the same team or, Booker and Green, it's like you kind of like it doesn't really help your team, the makeup of it, because you need a more versatile roster than that. And so I agree with that. I did have Grady Dick down. It seems like he regressed this year. He averaged like 6 points a game, so that's not good for them. Any other negatives?
Mm-mm.
Okay, let's go different. What would you have done differently if you were the Raptors this year, other than not re-sign Pirtle? That's what I put down. But like other than that, we can move on.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I guess I just, maybe when you get along into the trade deadline, like getting some shooting,
Mm-hmm.
it just, I know it sounds repetitive. Them and the Magic are kind of like in this same boat with like, we got really good defenders. How can we switch it up? They're kind of one of those teams we talked about with the Rockets that like zag while everyone else is zigging,
Mm-hmm.
but they didn't quite have the offensive rebounding like the Rockets had when they were really humming. I just think that Portal contract and not having like a big that can do something different. Collins, their rookie, I always say his name backwards. Murray Collins,
Oh,
whatever.
Murray Boyles.
Boyle. There you go. See,
Yeah,
I missed
Murray
the other
Boyles.
one.
Yeah.
Like he looked really awesome. But again, it's just if you could do something different, you got to get a player or two that are just knockdown shooters.
Yeah, and isn't he like 6'7"? Like
Yeah.
he's small. He's small for a big. So like when you saw that last game where like Jared Allen had like 19 rebounds, it's like, well, yeah, when the tallest guy on the court is 6'7", you just got that advantage. So I think that's like really derailed their season as not being able to as much as it could have because they still finished 5 in the East, which was really good, I think. But like if you had to point to like one specific thing, the injuries maybe, but like the fact that Pearl didn't just end up, you know what I'm saying? Like that really hurt them. Yeah.
Yeah, now they're kind of stuck with them. Like no one's taking that contract without some picks.
Oh you gotta attach a picks to that for sure. Like maybe the Nets want to lose another whole year. Get not Colin Sexton, Clayton. No, what's their center? Claxton.
Yeah.
You could get Claxton and okay. Anyway, grade. Let's grade their season. What did you give them out of 5
Three and a
stars?
half, 3.5 stars.
Yeah.
Close to a 4. The East was weak. We kind of had them in that like low end playoff team. They probably did a little better. Took the Cavs to 7. So I'll give them a little better than a 3, but not quite like, wow, what an outstanding season. It was really good though.
Yeah, that's why I gave them a 4. I think I had them as a lottery team, and they got to the 5th. Bringing the Cavs to 7 games, I think, is pretty good. And like you said, it was like Barnes coming out of the season, knowing like again that Barnes is this guy that you can build around. There was a couple other young guys that you're pretty happy with, so they exceeded my expectations. And again, bringing the Cavs to 7, I think, is just a positive. So I gave them 4 stars. So I went a little more generous than you there.
Yeah.
Would you or the Raptors? I mean, like, yeah, it's ridiculous. Okay, let's do off season. The big thing I was like is, I wrote down, has this team hit its ceiling? Is this as far as they can get with this team? You know what I'm saying? So like, if so, then this off season's got to be a little bit more wild for them to make improvements.
Yeah, I just think with the way they're built, if you just run it back, you're going to be good. But I still think you're going to struggle, like even against a team like the Pistons that they have Cade, who's, better offensive player than Scotty Barnes. And there's just limits to it. And if you get a different first round matchup, maybe you get a softer team. Maybe you get to the second round and you're like, wow, we really did something. But again, when you get to this stage, you don't want to trick yourself to being like, we're almost there. Let's just run it back. Maybe quickly.
If only we were healthy. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And you're just like, yes, but you have to see that there's like specific limitations to this team, and it could get you to the second round. But are you just happy to be like a second round team every year, or do you want to like challenge the Knicks, challenge the Pistons, challenge the Celtics, or whoever else, make some deals this year?
Yeah, I think that's a good point. They just got to have the realization that this team needs to be built just like around Barnes, and like what's the best way to do that? I can't have him and Ingram in the same spots all the time, and RJ Barrett or whatever, like quickly, like, so how can I get the shooting around Barnes to make him the best player possible? That should be your focus this offseason. So I mean, it's easier said than done, but can we make like one or two moves with like you said, they're either being paid a lot or a lot, like, right? So like, mucho. So anyway, point being is that I think that's what their focus should be this offseason is like, let's get rid of some of these guys and get shooting around Barnes.
Sure.
And maybe a more reliable big, that too. Okay. Long shot for the Raptors.
So the first name is gross that I thought of, but I someone in this vein, like Zach LaVine, like a guard that can just bomb it. I know, talking about bomb it, Zach LaVine might make you want to bomb it when you think of it if you're a Raptors fan. But even if you got adventurous and you wanted to go get Murray from the Nuggets, if you can swing something with them, they need a guard that can initiate and shoot. Yeah. And I think that allows Scotty Barnes to can still run the offense. But hey, the guard over there, we're not standing 10 feet off of them and just waiting for you to make your move. Someone along that line, I put in Zach LaVine because you could probably get him for less. But again, I don't know that he's really moving the needle for you. You're going to have to watch him on defense. But if there's any team that could overcompensate for his lack of defense, it would be whatever you keep left of this team. So maybe quickly is exciting to the Kings.
Yeah.
Or even the Nuggets, like, quickly can shoot. He's just been really injury prone. But someone along that line, like, get that guard, whether a 1 or 2 guard, that can bomb it.
Yeah. I like that one because also you might like what does LaVine have, like 2 years on his contract left, something like that? It's not a lot of years, right?
I think it might even be next year, might even be the last year, but
right,
yeah, it's not a long-term commitment.
Right. That's the point. It's like, so if you can get off one of the contracts that are a little bit more long-term, and then you get Zach LaVine who adds something to your offense, but isn't going to tie up your money for years to come, you might open up some salary for other things. Right. So
next year is his last year. It's a player option for next year.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go. So the other guy I wrote down is Tyler Hero. That, just in the same vein. And I know that sounds like a little gross, but actually Hero's not bad to be your like initiator of the offense and make his own shots. He has had clutch moments in big games, and you put him next to Barnes. I think that would be a better fit than like him and Ingram almost, you know what I'm saying? So I think to your point, LaVine or to a higher, you'd have to probably pay more for Hero. So, okay. Anything else on the Raptors?
Nope. Just really wanted that game 7. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So
one year, I'm going to get it right with the Raptors.
Yeah. So let's end the video real quick. I'll just say this. If you haven't yet, subscribe, like the channel. Let us know again, Raptor fans, what you want to see your team do this offseason, what you grade their season. To kind of end the podcast, I just thought, like, with that. Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.